Hello, my name's Mariela,
And my name's Hector.
and this is our love story. So, how long have we been dating?
A little over 4.5 years, yeah.
Yeah, we started dating June 26th of
2018.
2018. Hector likes to test me all the time.
So I put on your promise ring.
Yeah, he put the date on a promise ring because then I would forget. And even on our phone case, you also put
Our old phone cases.
our phone cases. Yeah, you
The
added
old ones, yeah.
You added the date we started dating. And sometimes when I would forget, I would turn it around. How did we meet?
It was when I first started at, it's closed now, but the Raider Image at the mall. I had first started at December 2017. I remember seeing her at the mall and I was new there, so I was asking around, do I get an employee discount off the food? Because she was working at the Panda Express at the time. And that was my first time seeing her. She doesn't remember that part,
You said it was in December?
but she remembers seeing me in February
Yeah, February of
2018.
2018. Yeah. I like to tell the story of how we met. I feel like it's pretty funny. So like he said, we were both working at the mall. I was working at the food court, Panda Express. He was working at the Raider Image store. And I remember the day like that I saw you. It was on a Sunday. It was a really slow day for us. It was
on
on a
I went
Sunday.
multiple times.
Yeah, at least the day that I remember was a Sunday. And I was very chatty that day. And I was like asking you questions like, are you guys busy, slow? And then after you left, I remember telling my coworkers like, oh, that guy was like pretty good looking. And then after that, it took a while. Like I didn't see you around for like maybe like a month or two, I feel.
Yeah, because I remember seeing her and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go to see if she's there, try to talk to her, but I was too shy, so instead of talking to her, I would instead tell her my order for the food.
Yeah.
And because of that, I kept beating myself up for it. My manager at the time, Adrian, he'd always joke with me saying I need to go do it. I even told him one time too, like, hey, you should give me a discount for being a mall employee. And one day we were both working together, closing, and he goes for his lunch, comes back and tells me, you shouldn't give me my discount. And he tells me, you're slacking, man, you're slacking.
Yeah.
Which, for me, I'm the type of person that didn't think maybe she's just being nice. I didn't want to think that too big of myself that maybe she does like me. But then there was one day I went to try talking to her, seeing her. She was asking me for my name. I almost was rude and pointed at my name badge, but I told her my name instead because I figured it's rude.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't do that because I don't think I would have been like that interested. After that, I would have been like, yeah, he's a jerk.
And you thought I was avoiding you one day too because I ordered online instead of ordering in line.
Oh, you didn't want to talk to me.
And you wrote your name on the receipt and I threw it away.
Hoping you would look me up on Instagram. I'm like, maybe he'll send me a friend request on Instagram. But no, he threw it right in front of me. I just saw it go into the trash can. And then I remember telling my coworkers about you, and one day when I was in there, they like gave you my Snapchat.
Yeah, because it was in June already.
Yeah,
before your birthday. That I figured, you know what? It's been too many months. I need to go and do something. I went. Look, it was busy that day too.
Yeah.
And I looked around, didn't see you. I'm like, ah, damn. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just get the food instead. Because whenever you weren't there, even before then, instead of just leaving, I would just get the food too. It's like for months I've been eating Panda.
Every
just
weekend.
trying to see her. So she thought I just like Panda instead. But that day it felt really awkward because everybody was looking at me. Yeah. All of her coworkers, her manager, everybody. So I seen that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be on my phone and just started looking down. But then I seen what's your coworker's name? Gabriel?
Yeah.
I seen feet at the corner of my eyes. I'm like, I know you're looking at me. Don't come to me, please. And sure enough, I guess he stopped, saw me, looked at all your coworkers and managers, asked if I was the guy, and he just approached me.
Has to be really guy.
He asked me like, hey, like, I have a coworker who really likes you, even if she. And I told him, is it Mariela? He's like, yeah. And he basically was telling me, even if like to try to talk to her, even if I don't like her, just be her friend. That's what he told me. And he wanted me to come the next day, but I told him I was going to Six Flags the next day. So he called you.
Yeah, he called me. He's like, he's right here. What do you want me to do? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, you know what? Just give him my Snapchat.
And in the meantime, that's going on. All her coworkers are talking to me, her manager. I was like really embarrassed because she's like, her manager was like, I'm going to give you a discount. And she had her in mind, all her employees, like, oh yeah, he's getting a discount. Just remember that. And then she kept asking my name, where I work at. She was trying to hire me too, to work there. And then a friend of yours too was like saying like, oh, she's really nice. You should talk to her. She's really nice and sweet. And then as soon as, I think that's when Gabriel came and gave me the number, or your Snapchat. And after I got the food, I ran off so I couldn't get away because I felt everybody just looking at me. Yeah. And I waited a bit. I finally went back to my work, told everybody, oh, look, I finally got it. And everybody's like, well, finally, because...
Took months.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
And then,
like February to June.
Yeah. And I remember as soon as I added her, I figured, you know what, I'll send her a message as soon as I get home because I live in Shafter. So it was like a bit of a drive. As soon as I added her, though, she sent me a message right away. I'm like, oh, well, she's gonna...
I know. I don't know why I did that. It doesn't matter now.
And then after that, I think we just set up a date to go Camelot and then just a couple of pizza.
Yeah. I think our first date was on my birthday, June 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was our first date.
I would like to add, though, that in between all that time, your brother came into the store.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she sent him.
My brothers were being stalkers. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Next question. Best memories of dating.
I guess all the trips that we take, New York to Washington, Ventura.
Yeah. Oh yeah, road trips.
I feel like we got somewhere. Oh, Las Vegas multiple times, especially with my parents because they like going to Vegas a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say the same thing. Our road trips. Yeah. A proposal story. How did you propose?
So I had planned it. I can't remember how many months in advance, but I remember calling my best friend, like telling him like, hey, like, well, my two best friends, I'll like, in case they see this video, because they like to argue over who's my best friend, even though they're cousins. I called Christian and told him like, hey, I really want to start planning this, and I want you to help me with this. So I told him, I want you to, since he's a photographer, he does photo shoots. I told him, I want you to call me one day when I'm with her. I'll let you know when I'm with her. And just, so I'll let you know when she's here with me, so you can call me and you can just say like, hey, I want to do a photo shoot. When can we do it? I'm thinking of this place, like once we figure out where I wanted to go. And he agreed, and he was happy to help me out. And then I asked his cousin to be the one to record everything. So we have one person taking pictures, one person recording, just so that we can separate each other. So that way she can be distracted. Yeah. And I feel like it went really good because she actually believed it was a photo shoot.
I remember you were in your room and your friend called. And I was so excited because I like to take pictures. we have like our photo shoot once a year. And I was pretty excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. And then I remember telling my sister, like, yeah, we're going to go to Sequoia for a photo shoot. And then she was like, what if he proposes? I'm like, no. She didn't know at the time. He hadn't told her yet that was the plan. But she kind of threw out.
She kind of got mad at me for not telling her.
Yeah, later on when she found out.
I kind of forgot.
So like in the back of my head, I was kind of like, well, maybe he'll propose, but I really doubt it because we had already talked about it and we're like, not till next year.
She got a white dress though, which I thought she knew, but
yeah, I got a white dress because I was looking at like, you know, like cute photo shoots from like at Sequoia, like on Google and stuff, and they were all wearing like white dresses. I'm like, that would look so cute, so I got a white dress. So we had our photo shoot out at Sequoia, and it started off just as a regular photo shoot. And I remember when we were taking pictures, like I kind of threw it out there, like, you know what would make this better? A ring. And like I kind of laughed, And
None of
everybody
us
else,
laughed.
yeah, everyone was so serious. Like, they didn't even acknowledge. They didn't even acknowledge me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, like, this is awkward. But, like, later on, I realized they didn't want to spoil the moment. So then Mondo, during one of, like, the pictures Mondo was taking, he was like, I want to see the sun capture your eyes, and I'm all like standing there.
He was being mean to you the entire time.
Yeah, and I started being nice once you were like getting ready to ask. So then when I turned around,
I felt
like,
bad for him because even though we planned it, of course, nothing goes as planned, and so he was on top of a rock trying to get your eye, and like we were running out of time because we needed to be at Sorella's, and we were like 3 hours, 4 hours away. We went so high up that it took an hour or two just to get down. So I felt bad because it wasn't planned. Like, we didn't plan how we were gonna do it, so he didn't have the right lens too. So I just got behind you and just started being on my knees, and he tripped, or like was tripping off the rock to try to get.
And he was kind of like in the picture, like when you proposed, wasn't he, like in the background, and he didn't want to be there, like ruined the picture. But yeah, when I turned around, you were on one knee, and I thought he was like
Just let me
joking. I couldn't believe it because I wasn't really expecting it, and he wasn't really talking. Like, you were smiling, and you're like, I know you've been waiting for this moment, or something like that, right?
And I've been waiting for a really long time.
Yeah, and I just started saying like no and shaking my head. And I think the people walking around us like thought I was saying no to you.
She said no like 3 times.
I
I didn't get to say my speech that I had planned.
Oh yeah, no, I kept telling you because I still didn't believe you. I'm like, you have to say the words, like what's happening, like you have to say the words.
So you know what's happening.
I'm like, no. And then you started saying your like speech, and I couldn't hear it. I like started crying, and I like blacked out because I don't remember your speech, or I didn't let you finish your speech. Yeah. So then at the end, you finally said like, "Will you marry me?" And I said yes. And then the people like walking by were like, "Yay!" Yeah. And that was our story.
Sorry, Kimberly.
Are you excited about the wedding?
I am, because for a long time, you already knew that I wanted to marry you, but because there are situations that I felt like we had to wait, but I figured, you know what, why wait? So
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm doing most of the planning. I just told Hector about it. I was telling him.
She kicked me off music duty. Because I put
the songs he was suggesting for me to walk down the aisle was not appropriate. Define love.
For me, I guess just love is just being there for each other, showing unconditional love, like showing interest in things that you're interested in, or you showing interest in things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Going on dates, on our trips. And just being there for support, emotional support, just anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's defining love. Like it's hard to explain because like it's many things, I feel. But definitely being patient with one another, like you said, being there for one another, really putting the other person first. And for me, I feel like it's all about the little things. It's all about the little things like that you do. That
country concert that you made me go to.
But yeah, that you might feel like I don't notice, but I do, and I'm like, oh, I love it. And is that it?
Yeah, and well, that's our love story.